Hey YouTube, it's Clark from Sierra Schwanke & Son. I had a subscriber named Cody Watson message me the other day asking about how to keep carving tools sharp in the long run. I think I did a pretty good job answering the question, but I told Cody that I'd put out a little video just kind of covering the basics of sharpening carving tools. So, um, like I had explained, part of the um, part of the initial battle of keeping sharp carving tools is to buy good quality carving tools. Good quality carving tools come with the proper bevel already on the blades. The profiles are correct on the on edge tools like palm tools or gouges. Um, there's a lot to be said for starting out with a good quality tool. Um, FlexCut makes um, a system called their Slipstrop. See if I can get this in focus here. This is what I use to keep pretty much all of my edge tools sharp. Is this Slipstrop from FlexCut. It comes with this little block of abrasive in here. It's called FlexCut Gold. I also have a strop that I've made myself. This is a piece of oak with a strip of leather attached to it. And you don't necessarily have to use the FlexCut Gold. I do because I have it around, and it comes in the pouch with the Slipstrop. But you can just use a jeweler's rouge or something along those lines as well. You just want a real fine abrasive. I don't use any stones on my tools unless I would happen to drop one, or if I'm carving in a piece of wood that has some inclusion in it, a piece of metal or something like that. If it's a piece of firewood that I've picked up and I'm carving into a spoon and I just happen to hit an old nail or something that might have been in that tree. That's about the only time I'll ever actually put one of my carving tools on a stone, and that's more to work out the damage to the blade than it is to actually sharpen it. It's a real simple process. I'm going to go over it real quick. I'm not going to go into great detail. I could show you how to sharpen every tool there is, or how I sharpen every tool I have anyway. But it'd be a very long video. So I'm just going to go over the basics. Just real quick, working a profile on an edge tool like a palm tool, and doing a real quick cleanup on the blade of a knife. So we'll see you at the other end. Thanks. Okay, so we'll start out with just the basics. Cody was actually looking at getting a carving jack. This is my spoon carving jack. The nice thing about FlexCut's carving jacks is they come with several different blades already. There are other manufacturers who make a similar product. I don't have one, so I don't really have one to compare my my particular tool to, other than the one that I have in my hand. So the first thing that you want to do is you take your Slipstrop or your regular any kind of strop, and you want to put just a little bit of this abrasive on the leather. And this one's been used quite a bit, so it's probably got a fair amount on there already. But what you want to do is, you'll notice on one profile of the blade you've got the bevel, and the other profile not much of a bevel at all. So you're just wanting to run that kind of as shallow an angle as you can. But what you're looking for is, you can see how that kind of shines up when you start running your blade across there. That's that micro polishing that's happening with that blade. So this is the shallow sweep curved blade that comes on the the spoon carving jack. And this is about the most effective way to keep one of these good and sharp. And it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure. What you're wanting to do is you're wanting to maintain that mirror edge that comes on these. And I'll see if I can get the right, there we go. There you can see it. So then what I do to, like any other blade, if you work it long enough, you'll end up getting a small burr on the other side. It doesn't happen too much when you're using a strop. Not nearly as much as if you're using a knife steel or some type of a stone or diamond stone. But this just kind of runs that little microscopic edge back over if it would happen to have any type of a burr on it at all. So a few passes on this side, kind of going from the heel of the blade out to the tip. And same thing on this side. Just a couple quick passes just to run that over. And that'll keep your blades sharp. Again, I do this about every, depending on what I'm carving, about every 10 minutes to a half an hour when I'm carving. Of course, your other profile, the deep sweep hook knife on that side, same thing. Just working it from that inside edge to the outside edge. Now if you're working a regular blade like this, now this is actually beveled on both sides. So what we want to do with this is we're going to go one way and then the other way the same amount of times. And then I kind of decrease it by one on the next time around. And keep going down until you get down to now this slipstrop's about had it. I really need to switch over to using my other one, but that'll give you that to maintain that mirror edge on those. And you want to do that on both sides. And if you look, and it's kind of hard to see, but if you look right there on the edge, you see it's just got a little different profile. And that's what you get from using that slipstrop. You're polishing just the very, very edge of that blade. Now, profile tools, like this is a little scoop, and this is a skew, and I got a V tool up here. Now you can see the profile on those tools is a little different. That's where the back of the slipstrop comes in handy. Just like anything else, you're going to use your leather to do the actual cutting surface. And a V tool, you want to do one side and then the other side of the V. And then what you can do is turn it over on the back side and use these profiled edges to do your running back over. Again, just to run over any little microscopic burr that might be on the side of that. It would make it difficult to cut. So, same thing with a curved tool. You kind of start on one side and run it to the other side. Running that across the flat side of the leather. Flip it over on the other side. Find the contour that best fits it. A couple of real quick passes on that. And that'll keep that little microscopic shiny edge on there that you want to be able to cut. And the skew sharpens about like a regular blade. You're going to go one way and then the other way. Again. Now this, you don't have to worry about anything on the back side. You're just going to take that down like you would a normal blade. So that's profiling a few of the different types of palm tools that are out there, and how to do just a real quick maintenance, polishing, sharpening on your blades. So if you have any more questions, you can drop us a line down in the comments. Cody, thanks for asking the question. We're thankful to have subscribers who are engaged with our videos. If there's any other questions you might have, be sure and let me know. Other than that, I think that about does it for this video. I said it'd be a short one, and it was. So be safe out there, everybody. Enjoy carving, and we'll see you next time. Have a good week.